9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Hey everybody, this is Goof On and I'm Rich Giordano coming at you on a premiere episode this evening. Glad you could make it. So, last week I put out a video to Tucker Carlson, Fox News, Tucker Carlson Tonight, the show. The coordinating producer contacted us, reached out, we spoke. Now we're just playing the waiting game because, you know, there's a couple of town hall meetings in case you haven't heard. And that kind of happened the next day or two. So then the weekend, and here we are Sunday. So hopefully we'll find something out this week. Tonight, well, the whole reason that video was made because they only interview TTSA or government affiliates because of UAP. They don't like UFO. There's stigma that comes with the word, the letters, the acronym, unidentified flying object. UFO. Oh, crazies, yeah. UFO, you know, that's what, you saw UFO, yeah. Oh, right, sure. You know, that kind of crazy. Are you crazy? So they want us to think that if you say, I saw UAP, wow, you're so smart. You didn't say UFO, you said UAP. Do you know how smart that makes you be? It makes you sound like you know what you're talking about. UAP, what a great narrative. Confuse everybody. It gets us nowhere. Because if you ever talk to somebody and said, I saw a UAP, they'd look at you and say, what's a UAP? Unidentified aerial phenomenon. You mean like flying saucer? Yeah, UFO. Well, why didn't you just say UFO? I don't know. I'm trying to sound smart. Harry Reid has been involved with UFOs since 1989 or before. I got a video here I'm going to play where he's talking about UFOs and now they're a threat. And how come all of a sudden now they're a threat? 5 years ago, before TTSA, there was no threat. Nobody was talking about it like this. It's a narrative, and I hate it because they don't know. Hey, a cloud could fly over your house. Doesn't mean it's going to rain, right? UFOs are flying around. Ooh, in our airspace, like our airspace. You don't own it. When it comes to UFOs, you don't own anything, man. You just, that's what we don't like. We don't like, we have to be in control. America is like control freaks of the planet. If they don't have control, if they don't know everything everybody's doing, oh, it's the end of everything we know and love. It's ridiculous. It is so silly to think this way. It blows my mind. I just found out Stephen Greer doesn't think it's a threat. Maybe we should listen to him more often. I know. That wasn't that tough to say, actually. All right, and then I'm going to show you a couple of sightings after Harry Reid, and then we're going to talk about China and Russia with them possibly being further ahead in the study for UFOs. Shh, don't say UAP. We don't do that here. This is a public forum. We're not involved with the government. I'm not paid any money to say things a certain way. Just play the clip, Harry Reid lying.
I am interested in science.
In previous statements, Reid has stressed that UFOs do not equate to aliens. His primary concern has been national security, specifically whether Russia or China might be ahead of us in mastering advanced technology. In 2009, Reid tried to create a special access program intended to interact with other secret programs that may or may not have additional evidence or materials related to the UFO mystery.
One reason I did that is there's always this rumor, some people say that there are some public corporations that have materials that we should look at. Now, I wanted to make sure that that was valid or not valid, but I couldn't get, Defense Department wouldn't approve it.
What do you think of that? Do you think somebody's got pieces or a craft, or did you ever?
But I don't know, George. I don't know why they wouldn't want to put this to sleep. Unless there's something to it I don't understand, but that's why.
While the Times stands by its reporting, persons close to Reid say the senator feels his comments were unfairly characterized. George Knapp, 8 News Now.
This is an area that is important to not only our country, but to the world. And I know that other countries are doing more than we're doing. And I think that that's not good.
I know I said Harry Reid is a liar, and that's my opinion. But since 1989, he's been playing this UFO game and using it politically. That's what it looks like, because we still don't have disclosure. And I don't think we're any closer than we were 31 years ago. Hell, we ain't been close since 1947. That's it. Since then, everything's been covered up. Any medals been debunked. Any videos debunked. The 3 videos we saw, Go Fast, Gimbal, and what's the other one? Who cares, really, to be honest, because they're nothing. They're fuzzy FLIR videos that don't show any detail. Harry Reid is only in this UFO business to get money, to get funding. It's amazing the things you find that comes out of these people's mouths and what other people know. Because I used to be like you and look at Harry Reid and say, oh, he looks like such a gentle, nice man. Nope, worked for the government. one way or another, gotta go. Don't trust them. Like Trump, I want to wipe my hands clean of everybody in the field and that's ever been in the government. Don't need them. The public has the truth, as far as I'm concerned, and I never used to think that way. As a matter of fact, we still need really good evidence, I know. But Harry Reid is just lying out his butt. Just lying. He knows it's all about getting money to do whatever for whoever and wherever. It's all scandalous. Anyway, check this out.
Went to a company called Bigelow Aerospace, run by a longtime friend of Reid's, Robert Bigelow, a big believer in UFOs. Public records show Bigelow contributed about $20,000 to Reid and his political action committee.
That campaign contributor got research contracts from this program. That just is a bad picture. It doesn't look good for anybody. It's hard to imagine that something that came about that way and profited somebody who pushed for the program was a good use of taxpayer money.
A Pentagon spokesman, in fact, told CNN the program was shuttered because there were, quote, other higher priority issues that merited funding.
It's definitely crazy to spend $22 million to research UFOs. Pilots are always going to see things that they can't identify, and we should probably look into them. But to identify them as UFOs, to target UFOs to research, that is not the priority we have as a national security matter right now.
Earlier this week, the New York Times and Politico revealed the existence of a secret government program to investigate UFO sightings.
Please, look, for starters, $22 million in a $600 billion Pentagon budget, in a $3.8 trillion national budget. That's chump change.
Yeah.
But what they're doing and what we've been doing for as long as we've been looking for these kinds of things is simply looking for flying objects that are where they're not supposed to be. Now, that could be a military threat. We should be looking at it. But on the 1 in a million billion chance that it really is ET, we kind of want to know that too.
All right. At this point, we're beating a dead horse, obviously. You get the picture. They want it. They want money. That's all they want. They just want money to go fishing, put their kids through college. That's all it's about, right? All right, we get it. Military, Lou, money. TTSA, money. Hal put off money. You get it now. So, best thing on the planet just happened last Saturday. There was a sighting in Show Low, Arizona. Near Travis Walton country. Anywho, the video was put up on Third Phase, and it shows me, Doc Skinner, going out on the road and boots on the ground interviewing people and getting their opinion. And this was the first assignment we had for the new team. So we wanted to show you what happened, and forget about the sighting. This video is great. No, I'm kidding. Sighting's unbelievable. I know some of you are going to say, it looks like drones or it looks like balloons, but it isn't. And we did investigating on that and found out that they can't release balloons in that area. And if anybody does, they're in a lot of trouble. That place is very prone to fire. So it can't be Chinese lanterns. Could it be balloons with LED lights on it? Absolutely not. All the witnesses who watched it said they watched it for a couple of minutes, 2 to 3, somebody said 5 minutes, and they all stayed exactly the same. Balloons will meander around, right? So forget about it. It's not balloons, it isn't drones, and I'm the first person to say it's gotta be balloons. It's balloons, I know it is. It isn't, it wasn't, and that makes me happy. So enjoy this, and I am not gonna come back, so enjoy the rest of this little video. Thank you, Third Phase, for making the most incredible documentary in 19 minutes and 8 seconds. Guys, hope you enjoy the rest of this. Thank you for hanging out. Giddy up. Hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out, right? Right? All right. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. I almost forgot. The reason I did all this with the Hal Puthoff, you know, he's the co-founder of TTSA. I'm sorry, I almost forgot the most important piece of information. He's the co-founder of TTSA. All right, I'm sorry, I forgot. Hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. All right.
The recent reports of UFO sightings is on the rise in the state of Arizona. But what just happened October 10th, 2020 has the little town of Sholo shooken up.
Turn the music off! Oh, dude, my God.
Recent reportings identified by the major media have been reported.
Seeing a mysterious object over Arizona last month, we have learned. The exchange with air traffic control sounded like something out of the Twilight Zone.
We have special correspondent Doc Skinner on the ground to investigate the recent sighting in Sholo, Arizona.
Perky.
Was anybody above us that passed us like 30 seconds ago?
Number 71 Papa Golf negative.
Okay. A UFO.
Special correspondent Doc Skinner for Third Phase of Moon reaches out to the public in regards to the event that happened on October 10th. The police department and air traffic control have seen the video. They declined to go on camera, but they can't explain what they saw on the video. Before we get to the eyewitnesses of the event at the wedding, Doc Skinner and Richard Giordano want to get the opinions from the public of what they think of this video that was shot on October 10th, 2020.
That you just saw.
That is definitely not a star cluster. That is definitely not flight. Anything that's the way they were all hovered together, then you saw them separate.
And sparkle?
Uh-huh.
What are your impressions?
Confused, I guess, at first, because like I said, that's all new to me, so
I feel like I'm watching Independence Day.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
And it's not SpaceX, it's not the satellites.
Nope, we checked, it's not SpaceX with their Skylink. We checked with their tracking system. It only comes over us at 5 p.m. and 6 a.m. It wasn't military maneuvers. They weren't working that night, and the air traffic controller said that air traffic was clear.
Dang.
So what do you guys think?
They're coming. Hey,
Trump's
everything else this year has been leading up to this.
Well, here's the crazy thing. The reason why we're doing this story is because the same night Trump was asked about UFOs. He goes, I'm going to start looking into that.
Nice.
Do you feel there's girth to it? Like it's a solid object, or is it multiple lights just all in perfect sequence?
I feel like there's probably some connection between the groups of lights. So I feel like there is.
I think it's
structure.
Size, yeah, like a structure to it. Yes.
Yeah.
To more than an hour. So this morning on Today in AZ, we were asking you guys if UFOs are worth investigating or UFO sightings, and the majority of you said yes all morning. What do you guys think?
5 days after the event, Doc Skinner meets up with Robert on the outskirts of Sholo, Arizona to meet and discuss the events as it happened.
Okay, what the hell is that? Turn the music off! Oh, dude, my God. I've never seen this in my life.
That's crazy.
I just noticed it. Look at a whole flock. Does anybody have a really good camera? I have that for you, baby.
Hey, my name's Robert. You know, I've owned this house for about 3 years or so. Kind of grew up here up in the mountains, and yeah, we were just hanging out, and Saturday, I think it was Saturday, and for a wedding, and we were all just hanging out, partying, having a good time, when all of a sudden we saw a cluster of lights, and that's when we all kind of turned the music down and pulled out our phones and watched this cluster of lights come from right over this house and pan over and go off into the distance, and I don't know, who knows, but it was pretty cool.
Okay, so what is it that you think it is that you saw?
It's a good question. You know, I don't really know. Yeah, it was very structured. You know, it was very uniform. It looked like it was a pattern flight, and then it kind of went off in the distance, and we didn't see lights turn off or anything like that. We were all having a pretty good time. So who knows what it was, but it was definitely some sort of patterned flight that looked really cool.
As the investigation continues, Richard Giordano heads to the other side of Arizona to meet up with the person who shared the original video to Doc Skinner.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got this footage and if you saw it originally, and just give a little bit of a description of it if you could.
Okay, yeah, I happen to be up in Vernon, Arizona, which is just north of Show Low. It was just this past weekend with my family. And unbeknownst to me, my father-in-law was actually there for a wedding that weekend as well. And I personally didn't see anything, but the next day he emailed me a video. And he said, hey, check this out. And when I saw it, it gave me shivers. I immediately was, and my wife and I were like, this is amazing footage.
Okay, what the hell is that? Turn the music off. Oh, dude, my God.
I've never seen this in my life.
That's crazy.
I just noticed it. Look at a whole flock. Does anybody have a really good camera?
I have that for you, baby.
How is it that they're not doing anything with this footage? And I immediately went to the website or to the internet and started looking for Show Low and lights and just seeing if anyone was posting anything about it. And I text Doc Skinner, who I've now had a chance to talk with, and I just said, hey, has anything happened in Show Low? Have you seen anything? You're hearing anything? And he texted me back, and I said, well, I've got video that I really think you should look at because I can't find anything out there, and I want to know if it's real. I want to debunk it if I can.
When you saw it, have you ever seen anything like this up there?
Never seen anything like this. We were actually stargazing the night previously, and the nice thing about what was happening is there was no moon. The stars were really bright that night, and even the night before. And when I saw the way that the video was, the way the lights were, it is nothing I'd ever seen. I mean, you literally can see the lights moving in unison together in a cluster of lights. It did not look like drones. I've been to Disneyland. I've seen their amazing drone show. This was nothing like that. The video itself, it looked like there was substance there. I couldn't tell if it looked like maybe it was a big ship, honestly. I have no other way of explaining it or describing it.
But your father-in-law is the one who took the video, or how did...
Actually, he was there for his wife's brother's wedding.
Yeah.
And the groom is who took the video.
Okay.
And credible guy. I would tell you that he probably doesn't believe in stuff, but when you listen to him, he's in shock.
Turn the music off. Oh, dude, my God.
I've never seen this in my life.
That's crazy.
And the whole wedding party is in shock, and they stopped the music just to videotape and watch this phenomenon happen.
That says a lot, that a whole group of people stopped doing what they were doing to watch what was in the sky. It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
What do you believe? Do you believe we're being visited, or they've always been here? Where do you fall in?
The jury's still out for me, but I do believe that this is an unidentified flying object of extraterrestrial source.
There's about 4 minutes of this, a V-shaped object in the sky above North Phoenix near Cave Creek.
Now Richard Giordano heads out to another location to meet up with the bride and groom and get their testimony of what they experienced and the whole wedding party and other family members who witnessed this extraordinary event.
I don't know. I mean, we were just kind of walking out in the backyard, after the wedding, and my buddy, my best man, had said, "Oh my God, what is that in the sky?"
Oh, dude, my God.
I've never seen this in my life.
That's crazy.
I just noticed it. Look at a whole flock. Does anybody have a really good camera?
I have that for you, baby.
And then as they started moving closer, and there were so many of them, it's hard to really say what what it was or what we thought it was or what I thought it was, because there were so many of them. So I can't really say what I saw, but it was pretty crazy, that's for sure.
So my youngest son, me and my husband, we were outside the house, and my younger son came running out, and he's like, "You just missed it. You won't even believe what we saw." And then he showed me a video, and I saw the video, and I thought it was just drones too, but everyone was like amazed by it.
Yeah, there was no sound, there was no vibrations. It was just a slow moving whitish blue light.
Man-made or military, that'd be my only other thought process on it, because it is unlike anything I've seen, even on video. It's unlike anything I've seen.
So you would cross out drones, Chinese lanterns, Starlink satellite?
Yeah, I think the background information that I've received is that there was no Starlink satellites being launched.
Oh, okay.
The military wasn't running anything. The Sholo airport wasn't reporting any flights. At this point, when you look at it, it's ruling out all those things. It's either unclassified military doing stuff that they're not sharing, or potentially extraterrestrial.
You know, a whole bunch of lights in the sky, and they were just slowly steadily going with each other in the sky. I mean, really slow, it was just crazy.
Well, I for one think that there's something unique going on, and that happened to be the same day the president wanted to talk about UFOs and news that he has. So maybe there's a connection, who knows.
There were, along with those reports, I think there were even some other online talking about visitations and being displays of UFOs out there. So it's very interesting.
Has there been a lot of sightings up there that you know of in that area? I know Travis Walton lives up there, doesn't he?
Well, sure. You have Travis Walton, the Snowflake. Yeah. What was the name of that movie?
Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky. Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously history. I've been going up. I'm born and raised Arizonan. Been going up to Sholo area all my life. Never seen anything like this in the sky.
And there were definitely UFOs, that's for sure. I had never seen anything like it. Not even on TV or anything. I have never seen anything. It was really bizarre. Like, from a distance, you were skeptical, but as it got closer, you were like, oh my God, like, what the hell is that? You know, and it was just weird. And the way it went, and then it went, towards the other direction, all in the same kind of pattern. It was pretty bizarre.
We ask you, the public, if you want to help out Third Phase of Moon and get the word out, we're looking for on-the-ground investigative reports from around the world. Anybody can do this, and we are collaborating with just about anybody. If you could get us the on-the-ground report, we would appreciate it. This is just our first episode of what you're about to experience right here at Third Phase of Moon. More UFO sightings, more eyewitness testimony. The truth is here, people. Everybody hit that subscription button and notification bell to be notified for our next report. We've got a lot more UFO videos coming in. Blake Cousins, we'll see everybody again next time.